You know, there are some characters in your childhood that you always think of as heroes, toys that you particularly love. Well, this is mine for me. Today we're reviewing Powermaster OPtimus Prime, except that actually this incarnation of him is Ginrai Prime. So Ginrai is the Japanese continuity, and they have a very, very strange story involving Transformers as gods and little people. I think in this case Optimus Prime was a truck, and he was just a truck, and he was discovered by this guy called Ginrai, who donned his god bracelets and transformed Optimus Prime into some super crazy robot who he controlled. I don't really like that story. I prefer the one with the Nebulons and the Hive, as seen in the G1 continuity. So that's what I'm going to be referring to him as. He also comes with his controversial trailer God Bomber, which we'll discuss in a bit, with one of the most excitable missile launchers ever devised in a toy. You only have to breathe on it and it fires off. So yeah, we'll get started. Now, as some of you know, I have no sight, and interesting enough, trying to transform Ginrai Prime into his various modes requires a bit of help because the instructions are all in Japanese, and yeah, through various friends and my girlfriend, eventually managed to transform him. So let's begin. Here he is in his full battle convoy mode, and actually I should say this review is going to be in two parts. First I'm going to discuss his trucks and his base modes to show you all the different configurations, and then we'll move on to his robot modes in the second part. So this is the battle convoy. It's basically G1 Powermaster Prime at the front here. Angle it around slightly, and at the back you can see the little trailer, weird sci-fi winged thing, God Bomber. Now there's a couple of different configurations of this trailer. This is the most common one at the front here, but at the back I have taken the larger guns off Prime just from here, and I put them on the back because I think they look more sensible than what I'm going to show you in a minute, which is the standard way of doing it. Right, I'm just going to take the missile very gently out of the launcher because it will shoot off into oblivion if I don't. So this is his basic armoured full mode. Now I'm just going to take off his cannons from the side here and all the weaponry from here. There we go. I'll try and do all this stuff. And the other way you can do this, if you really want to, the pictures in the book show you that you can put the guns in these holes here. Now, I really don't like doing this because once you do this, it makes it very hard to put the cannons on then. You'll see if I try and put one on, it starts to clash. See, he's shooting into himself, and it gets very silly and very messy. You can, in point of fact, if you want, you can mount the cannons onto here. This is another way of doing it. Makes them enormously huge and wide, but it's really... This whole toy is very configurable. It's quite fun. There you go. That's one way of doing it. The other way, which is a bit weird, is you can mount a cannon. Where are we? It's really weird doing this, but you can do it. The cannon mounts up there, and someone can actually sit in that position. And you can mount a further cannon, although, let's see what we can do here. We can mount a further cannon here, but now it's got to face out. So there you go, and he's very interesting. All the ways you can do this. Another thing you can do is you can remove all his weaponry, including the wings, just for complete variety as well. You can, I believe, put the wings on like this, just to make it really silly. And of course you can put guns on the top of the wings if you really want to. There are so many things you can do with it. This is a nice mode. This is just a pure truck, trailer, convoy type thing. It's fairly plain, fairly simple. It's quite nice, but it does work. It's pretty nice having it like that. You can also unhook the little trailer from here and the larger trailer from here, and you can clip the little one into God Bomber. So I'm going to try and use their proper names, not little and big. Clip God Bomber into Prime's cab like that, so he's a small truck again, which is quite nice, I think. Any other silly things you can do with this? Yes, there is one more very silly thing you can do with this, which I think this is quite cute actually. I don't think any other Transformer does this. You can put Prime's head on there to have a completely ludicrous, you know, transformation. And also, because he's a Powermaster, you can put High Q into his engine part here, which some people do anyway to show that he's got a really, really swanky, powerful engine. So, there you go, all the ridiculous configurations of God Bomber Prime and his little minion, God Bomber. Okay, let us transform. Take the silly head off. Let's transform Prime. So, you've already seen I put the Powermaster into here at the front. Now, for those of you who don't have a Powermaster, because it is quite common that they come out. Come on, there we go. Right, there is a push panel thing at the front here and a little clip, and if you jam the clip in with your finger you can perform the same function as the Powermaster. And the function is, it releases the hip joints here so you can stand up, and then you can flick the legs like this. Turn him around, flip his arms out, and there you go. Little tiny Optimus Prime. Why they have that gigantic, like, let's call it a codpiece to be civil and charitable, I don't know. I've just noticed something. I don't believe this works. No, it doesn't. I thought we could put wings in. It does not work. Okay, he can hold his gun in his hand, but he then can't raise his arm very far. So that's a bit useless. He can kind of point it over his side. The same sort of applies with his cannons. He can hold one of them, two of them even. His arm's got a bit more motion like this, but the problem with that is it doesn't really fit in his arm at all well, because he's, no, in fact it won't at all. He's got to have his arm, to do this he's basically got to have it down. Yeah, as a robot he's kind of useless. The only thing he can hold is God Bomber's rocket launcher, which I will just find, and actually this gun he can hold pretty well. It's just a standard peg like they all are, and he can lift it there. Oh, finally he has a weapon. Worth noting, he didn't come with that in the original G1 release, so he was a bit useless. Okay, let's put Prime to one side now he's embarrassed himself fully, and let's transform this guy into defense base with God Bomber drone. Now this is the basic Prime body, which you're familiar with. I'm going to lift these up into towers. You'll notice that this version has extendable fists. Yeah, so when you put these arms up, unlike the original G1, he had the fist will just always permanently out. This guy has extendable fists. Let's swing him around to the back here. Pull this ramp down a little bit. Flick these panels down. And now this is interesting. The best way I can describe how to do this is to... I should show you. Apologies. This little section at the back here opens on Prime, and you can put a tiny little... I put his head and things in there usually, but that's in his truck mode. You can put little figures in the back. So let's now pull these legs apart. Now on the right one, and it's very likely on most of them, it is incredibly stiff, and I always think I'm going to break him, but I haven't, and obviously as you can see, that's what's supposed to happen. Pull this ramp right down now, and flick these ramps back out here, and there's where you find, when you start to unflick these ramps, the stickers always, yeah, they're peeling off a little bit. That's the back of his defence. Let's swing him around a bit. Okie dokie. And we take his two cannons. You can mount these on the side, like so. And let's take High Q out of the back of Prime, because he's now in his robot mode, so he doesn't need to be transformed anymore. And we'll pop Prime in the command seat, and we'll give him his two large laser guns. They've probably got some crazy name here, but I don't know what it is, and I definitely don't know the Japanese for it.